it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and today I actually want to venture over to a nearby town that I don't usually go to, and there are a few antique stores there that I want to check out. So I am going to take you along and let's see what we can find. Here is that really awesome mid-century swag lamp. It's like this fiberglass spun, woven hanging lamp, and it's just really cool. So I paid $24 for this. I thought that was a pretty fair price, actually really cheap price. And I'm not really sure what these things sell for. I didn't even bother looking it up because I thought it was a great deal. So I'm definitely gonna sell this. I don't need a light like this, but for $24, I had to grab it. I mean, you just realize that I had to grab it. So this will be going on Etsy. It's already hanging up, so I mean, photographing it will be easy enough. I'll just take photos right like this, right where it's hanging. And the shipping is gonna be pretty easy too, I think, because it's sort of light. It's actually very light. It's hollow for all intents and purposes. So it's just a really cool lamp, and it does have this cord and everything, so it's ready to go. One thing that I did notice with it is this chain right here. It's meant to be pulled so that you can turn it on and off, but it doesn't work. This chain doesn't. So to turn it on, you have to just plug it in. I tried messing around and seeing if I could pull the chain manually closer to the socket, and it's just not moving. So worst case scenario, I can rewire it or leave it as is. One of the options, it doesn't matter, I guess, which one it is. I'm thinking maybe I want to go ahead and fix it, but again, that's another thing that I'm not entirely proficient in, is like, do they sell lamps that you can just do a pull, like the old pull chain style? Because I want to keep it as a pull chain. So I need to look into that. So there's that awesome thing. And then I also have plans. Look at me. Plans. I'm going to go ahead and price these items here. They've been sitting here for long enough, just in the way. And I want to go ahead and price them. So these are those Hall Jewel Tea dishes in the autumn leaf pattern, and I've got like 3 boxes full of them, and they will be going in booth number 1 in the back center of it in a new white bookcase. So I'm going to have lots of room to put these in. So hopefully they sell. Now I did list a few of these online, these Hall Jewel Tea dishes, and they are not moving. I haven't looked recently to see if they are getting any views or favorites, but I probably should do that. And I only did list about maybe 5 to 8 of them. So it's not like I spent a great deal of time listing these things. So I only put like 8 of them on there to see how they sold online. And so far, I don't think I've sold anything. But yeah, I definitely need to get these in the booth so I can try to get some of that money back. You know, I spent $100 on it all. But I still think I'm going to be able to make $200-300 on them, like I said. Or maybe I said more, I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty good. So that's going to be what I do next. I need to do that. I wanted to show you how my tiered tray turned out. So it was actually a little bit harder than I thought. And the thing that was the hardest was actually trying to find the center of the plate. Now you would think that it would be pretty straightforward to do that, but I had a lot of trouble trying to figure out the center. And so in the end, I just guessed. Yeah, it's not actually in the center. You can tell that right there. But, oh, and it was so difficult drilling through this. This stuff, I tell you, it's like stone. And I guess it's considered stoneware, but actually they call it earthenware, but that might all be very similar. The makeup of it is just strong. So it took a lot of time trying to drill through it. And I used a little bit of water to help. And that just made it squeal a ton. It was like a high-pitched squealing noise. So yeah, I had to alternate between two different bits, one that was slightly smaller and one that was the actual size. And somehow that alternating between the two different sizes halfway through helped it out. But I'm pretty happy with it now. I mean, at first glance, just at glance here, you can't really tell that it's not center. This bowl here is, I think, a little bit better at being center because it's a smaller surface area to align, but the plate itself was pretty hard to figure out. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So I wanted to give you an update in the basement here. So I have been doing a little bit of work in the basement, but not on this side. So I know I've shown you this side, and we have here like the ice cream bar area and the railroad section and all of that. Oh, and here I sort of have this set up indefinitely. It's sort of made to look like you can just start eating it at any time. But this is that ice cream sundae that I was gifted in the mail, and it's just really cool. So I leave that out, and it's just really fun. But this is my bar area, and I think it's really swell. Now, actually, this right here, I am wanting to put in the 1950s themed booth and actually fill it with gumballs. And then I don't think I'm going to put a price tag on the machine itself, but maybe I'll sell some gum and make some money on it, so we'll see about that. But I actually bought this a long time ago at the 10 Pen, where I have two antique balls currently. Where I have two booths right now. And I bought that for about $12. $12 was a fantastic price for that. I mean, it's outstanding. And it's not even that old, but it doesn't matter. It's just really cool. So we have the stairs right over here, and then just beyond the breezeway here, we can get to the unfinished side of the basement, which I haven't really shown you. So, I do have these really cool 1940s themed lights that are awesome. I bought these on eBay, and they were about $35 or $40. Now, you can't really tell here because, well, if I turn this one off maybe. It's a mint green color. You can't really see on the camera, but it's much nicer in person. It's actually very similar to this color. I based the color off of that. So it picks up that, but these are just made to come on with the lights. Okay, so the unfinished side is over here. And what I've been working on actually the past few days is this really cool tool area. So this is all new over here. None of this pegboard was up, and actually all of that stuff you see was sort of just thrown all over, mostly on this tool bench and on top of that thing. And yeah, it was really hard to know where anything was. And half the time I'd be like, I think we have this tool, but I don't know where it's at. Or I'd come down here, stare at a heaping pile of stuff and just stare at it, trying to find what I was looking for. But now everything is on this pegboard, and it's so organized. I just love it. So everything sort of has a place. But before this, we had stuff at least 3 or 4 different places around the house, including the garage. So now we have a big set, the big majority of it down here. Everything that really is, well, that would make sense down here. So I have our drills, some saws, the levels, tape and things like that, extra cords, extra blades, and then the paint stuff, rollers, brushes, scrapers, hot gun, caulk guns, so, and then the paint below. So all of it's sort of contained right there. It's just so much more organized. I love it. Oh, it's great. So yeah, I mean, this is the unfinished side. I guess I haven't had a reason to show you it, but it's coming together. You know, this was sort of a afterthought area that we don't really want to take a lot of time with, but I do have the tree up right there. I've been leaving it up mostly because I didn't feel like taking it down, but secondly, I did not want to take the silver branches and put them back in their paper sleeves. I just didn't want that extra wear on the branches. So I'd like to cover it, but I don't know what would be the best option to cover it. I don't want to put a blanket over it. I just don't see the pom-poms themselves are, I don't want to crush them, see? But then again, I also don't want dust to get all over it. So it may be a situation where I blow it off with the air hose. I don't know. But this table here, actually, I made, this came out of a house a while ago. And I talked about it one time. There's a matching table on the other side of the basement. And this is that white Formica with the little gold flecks in it. Really prevalent in the 50s, 60s. Well, this came out of a house, and I think I paid $5 for the top here that you see. And I didn't know what to do with it. I don't know why I grabbed it. It was just this pull. I wanted to get it, this emotional pull. So I grabbed it, okay? And then I finally had the idea, wow, I could just put it right here and it could tie in with this laundry area. So I did, and I built this really crappy jig work right here. That's just, it's really shaky. It's not professional. It looks like crap, but it holds this thing up so this can be usable. So yeah, I mean, there's that. But yeah, and this, I don't know if I've ever showed that either. This is a utility sink, but it's up this high on top of these cabinets. Actually, these cabinets used to be upstairs in the kitchen, above that big span of countertop that separates the kitchen from the dining room. So this actually blocked the view 100%. So if you were standing in the kitchen looking over to that pink/salmon wall, you wouldn't be able to see it. You'd have to duck down, and you had maybe 12 inches of space between the countertop and the bottom of the cabinet. It was really terrible. So that was one of the first things we yanked down. And now it's down here, but this is sitting on top of it because this has to be higher than see that black pipe? That's where the water goes in. So this tube has to be higher than, for gravity. You know, that's gravity for you, always making things interesting. So yeah, we basically need to get on a step stool in order to use the sink. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I'm actually not even sure what all was in this video. I think it was kind of a mess, but I don't know for sure, because I was recording lots of random things. So they basically all made it in this one video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. But thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.